Okay, welcome back again to the channel. Let me see if it works out well. I started so it's showing me, and I have to turn it off somehow because now it's showing me, and I would like to see. Okay, so welcome to the channel. Okay, what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out how Twitch works before I get back to the BDD using Perl. I had to reload the page on my own page, and it shows that I'm actually watching the video, and I could probably pause it, and then I'll be able to see the chat on the same video. Hopefully I will be able to see the number of people if anyone comes on, and also see the chat in the same window without actually trying to without degrading the performance of the channel by watching the video. So I can also I use this on the phone as well, but I can turn it off, and I can have it only on the computer. And if you just joined, then please say hi. It's nice when people can talk a little bit, chat a little bit on the channel, and then I can see who is around. Okay, so I had a previous video, a very short, half an hour streaming, and because of some noises outside of my room, I got tense that I couldn't continue. But now I hope that I will be able to continue working on this project. So you can see my terminal, and we were talking. I think I closed the editor. So we were talking about, let me open the browser and show you what I was talking about. So we were talking about the test BDD Cucumber module, and specifically we were looking at the calculator example. So git status, just to make sure that I haven't changed anything. And I think in this one, this was the basic features. And we went over this scenario that's just said first key press on the display. So and then basically is if given a new calculator object, so when the calculator is working, let's say, if and having pressed 1, so the user presses 1, then the display should be 1. And we went over how this was checked with examples, calculator feature, and then I never know how to do this with Vim. Basic feature, but I don't care about the basic feature now. What I care about is the step definition files. Right, and how it processes. So the code. So we have we had that there is this then clause that checks the display. Now let's go to the second scenario and try to read the second scenario. And hi, Carjalius, I don't know. If you want to type in your name, that's also nice, or how to pronounce your name, which I don't know how you would be able to do it when you can't speak. Anyway, welcome. So I keep trying to figure out how this works and understand the mapping for this calculator class. And another file I wanted to open is the examples calculator lib, and where we have the module, the actual implementation of this. So now that basically I understood, right, that this was the first test. So let's go all the way to the source code of the application itself before going to the next before going to the next scenario. So it said given a new calculator object, and then this was a new calculator object. This was the code, so it created the calculator new. And if I switch now to the calculator, it doesn't have a new, but it uses moo, right? So it creates a calculator object because moo doesn't need a new, it already provides you. So it calls the new method, the constructor of moo. And I don't see anything special here any of the build or whatever functions that allow you to configure. Alex, Carles, okay. So nice to see you. If you have any questions, just type in, and within a few seconds I might even notice it. Okay, I don't know if I can turn on some beep notifications, or if I even want to, so it will grab my attention, because right now I have a setup that I have my notebook and on the small screen, which is below, which is lower, that's what I'm streaming, and then there is a much larger screen above where I have the browser open with the feedback, where I can see the chat. Okay, so so basically this line of code, this line of expression, a new calculate object, made the moo object be created, and then there's a having pressed 1, which got to this code, having pressed 1. So this was this regular expression matched it, and then this meant that we will call calculator press 1, which is in the code. It gets the object and it calls this press function, press method. Okay, so it will call this method and will send in the value key for the key variable. It will send in 1, and then what does it do? Well, it checks if it's a digit, as I can see, and if it is, then it's a number. Okay, and it calls self digit 1. And I see that there is if there's an operator, then it does something else. If there's an equal sign, there's something else, and clear. Okay, but because it was a digit, so this is basically what was called. And then the last thing here was then display should show 1, and this matched this regular expression at the end. The display should show something, which called the display method on the object and checked what returns there. So if I switch to the source code, this is the display. So the display method is just is not a method, actually it's an attribute. Okay, so gets the display attribute, and then that's what we have. And this is what the digit method did. So the digit method is doing something and apparently updating the display method. So I won't go let's actually read also this code. So if digit equals to 1, sorry, to dot, then return if the right. Okay, I guess it's trying to parse a floating point number. So if the right side of this, the self right, whatever the right side, what can be, matches another dot, then it will return, or it matches. But in our case, the digit doesn't match the dot, so it just calls right, and it will attach the right to the right. So what is this right? This is another. This is a string. Okay, this is an attribute which is an empty string, and digit, that was the method, and so what will happen is that it will attach to this string the digit, and then on the display it will show whatever is on the right hand side. So that was the first test case. The second test case is several key presses on the display. Okay, so given a new calculator object again, okay, having pressed 1 and 2 and 3 and dot and 5 and 0. So I guess the user presses 1, 2, 3 dot 5 0, and interesting. So apparently so having pressed this matches this regular expression, but the end actually separates all these parts. So this regular expression will be matched several times. For each time and each time it will give the digit or the dot in this thing, in this construct. And well, this whole split isn't used yet. And then we call the press, so as the user was pressing these digits, and then at the end, after all these were pressed, then the display should show 123.50. Okay, so that sounds okay. If you just add one digit all the time. By the way, Alex, if you have any ideas how to invite more people, so I posted it on Facebook and on LinkedIn that I'm going to do this live streaming, but I don't want to post every time when I start a new streaming, but there should be some way to invite more people. I don't know yet how. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, then please share it with me. Okay, so this was the second case. The third one is just pressing clear wipes the display. Okay, so there's a new calculator object, then having pressed 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so we'll have some thing on the display, and we know that it's something on the display because this test already sort of checked. Okay, I'm not sure that I wouldn't check for the content of the display here at this point, but the system, the BDD system, wouldn't really accept things like, okay, do something, then test for it, and then do some more things and test for more things. It just allows you to do some setup, and then well, actually we could have a setup that given something is already on the display, maybe that could be implemented. But anyway, here so this is 1, 2, 3 are typed, so theoretically 1, 2, 3 are on the display. Now press C, and then there should be, the display should show 0. Actually, I would like to see a test case, probably, now I'm thinking out loud, that given a new calculator object and having not pressed anything, the display should also show 0. So we should try to see that one as well. But this one, so we press the C, and then this is what happens when we press the C. This is the press, and then if we press the C, then the clear function is called. And what does the clear function do? It removes whatever, it sets the left to 0, the right to empty string. Okay, it's unclear what, and the display to string 0. Okay, so I think the default value of display is 0 here. So probably if we can write a test that say something like this, not pressing anything, has display has 0. Okay, or okay, so if I don't have any of these things, would it still work? Okay, that's what I would like to see. So there is the Perkin. That's what one way to run it. Okay, it should be here somewhere. So this one way to run this, and we don't see the details, but here it is. So it's green. So it seems to be working. Okay, and the other way to run the test was this proof with -v, -r, we don't need the -v, but so this should run the test, and everything passes. And if I make something, so what if I expect 1 here, because well, it's not the right expectation, but that will probably should fail the test. So this is how I sometimes test. So welcome to other 1 person, 2 person who just joined. If you'd like to say hi, that would be really nice. So now I can see that this failed, this test failed, because well, the expectation was incorrect. So at least to me, that's how I sometimes make sure that the test case that you are writing is actually doing something and comparing there something. That if I compare something, so we managed to write a new test case here. The text might not be really good, but I think we can add this test case. Let me see if there is any of these. I think there's more and more complex. So let's go and move this to the beginning, because that's like test 0 should be, okay. And what shall we do? Not pressing anything. The default value, okay, no, that's that. The default value of, okay, so the default display is 0. Okay, let's have this as the text of the test case. Okay, so now we can run proof again, and we'll see that, okay, so we added a new test case. We can see git diff, and there we have the new test case, and we'll be going to add this and send a pull request. If you watched the previous video, the short one, then I mentioned that the pull request that we created on the first video was actually accepted and integrated. So I'm happy, and we'll keep doing stuff with this, okay, while learning about BDD. Okay, so what do we have here? Given a new calculator object again, and pressing, okay, there we saw this one. Add as you go. Okay, so what? Given a new calculator object, okay, and having pressed 1 and 2 and 3 and blah 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 and plus, and the plus here at the end, this display should show 5, 7, 9. Okay, so that someone needs to do this calculation. Okay, 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6. So that be 9, and that be 7, and that would be 5. Okay, so this is the right calculation. Okay, we need a mathematician here for this. So this is like so in the business world, this is would look like someone, an expert in calculator, should sit here and give the results. Okay, so I don't know, add as you go. So I guess, so let's see what happens if we don't have this. Okay, if we don't have this one, okay, what happens then? Okay, this fails. Okay, so I would actually want to see what happens. We don't have that test. Okay, we have a test where we just type in 1, 2, 3, and we don't have a test where I don't see the test where we type in up till the first numbers and then the other numbers, and then we have something in the display. So I would like to see what's on the display. Okay, I don't know what is the expectation actually. So I'm working a little bit on the reverse order, because now I'm going to check out, try to see what is on the display. So the display should show something. I guess it should show 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, and not this. But let's see how can we see this. Okay, so this is type expression, but don't execute it. Okay, that's the description of this test. And if I run the test, it fails, and it doesn't tell me what was the expectation and what's not, and what was received. So I'm not really happy about that. I don't know if we could convince it some other way. But if you run it in verbose mode, then it happens. Okay, so more people joined. I'm really happy. Say hi. Okay, type in something, please. It would be really nice to see who are you and what are you interested in. But if not, then well, don't worry. Anyway, so what we had here is that if I don't run in verbose mode, it shows what we got. So we got 4, 5, 6 instead of 5. Okay, so that's interesting. So it's 4, 5, 6 what we get. Okay, I don't know. My expectation was so we get here 4, 5, 6. Okay, my expectation sort of was that I'm going to see all the expression 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, but apparently that's now how this calculator works. And each calculator works in a different way, I guess. So now this passes, right? I'll remove the R, I still need it, but not the verbose mode. Okay, so we added a new test, get diff. Okay, I probably would also want, now I even give another test case here. Okay, so where was it? Here. Okay, so let's try what happens if, what happens. So we know that if we type in 1, 2, 3, then it will here. If it will 123.50, then we see that one. But what happens if we type in 1, 2, 3 and the plus sign? Okay, so we also press put the plus sign in. Okay, again, I need the -v to see the verbose mode and see where was the failure? Here. If you have any other ideas how to see the failure better, then maybe we'll try the Perkin afterwards. So it got 1, 2, 3 and expected 4, 5, 6. So this one says it's 1, 2, 3, which surprises me. I mean, this means that the plus that we press here didn't have an impact. Okay, so if I type in, I mean, we can have this one exactly the same. Okay, like this one, and if we type in a plus at the end, then it doesn't impact the whatever. So this one, okay, this one is 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't need all the output. And if I add and plus, that's still 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Well, whatever. This is how this calculator apparently works. Now, the real way we should do, of course, is the opposite way. So the business people should decide, or the calculator business people, how it should behave, and then describe it, and then the implementation should be done. Okay, but it's fun playing with these conditions. Okay, and what I wanted to see is if I run the Perkin command, which I lost now. I shouldn't do this, right? Here it is. Okay, and it just shows the output. Okay, and now I would want to see what happens if my expectation is incorrect. So not the expectation. So we saw that earlier. That okay, but it's still. So I would like to see just their error message. Is there a way? Okay, let me try to see if there is a way. So driving tests using the Perkin binary that comes with -L. That's just, I think, the lib. -B. I don't know what is this -B. Okay, I don't know. We can try these ones. Okay, let's see if any of them helps us. So without the strict, still, I mean, we saw for a second the error, which is good, but sort of I don't care about all the rest. I mean, it's nice that everything else works, but usually I don't want to see that. So what happens with -B? Well, the same. Nothing, no improvement there. So that's the question, okay, that we have to remember, okay. So that, I mean, let me try to write it here. How to run. Now I'm writing in the chat. You will see in a second how to run. Oi. Something happened. Okay, no, I won't write it in the check. Okay, so let me add here a comment. Can I add a comment here? How to run the tests and see only the failing case, but in detail. Okay, that's sort of the question. I'll have to do with something. Okay, but let's now run the test and see. Well, the test that still fails, of course. Okay, but the others are okay, and so this comments. So we can comment this way. Okay, that's just the side thing I wanted to check. Okay, the proof also fails, but let me fix this one. Okay, and then everything works fine. Okay, except that I still don't know yet how to run the tests in a way that they will display the error message only. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, what else now? Type expression, but don't execute it. Okay, that's what we had here earlier. That's what we saw earlier. And basic arithmetic. Okay, given a new calculator object, having a key. Okay, so this, if you were here in the first video, then you might already recognize this. That this is basically a parameterized testing. So it will be parsed having keyed. Okay, so this is not having pressed, it's having keyed. Having keyed. I also need to have a G here. Keyed. Okay, so this is a different expression. It says having keyed. I don't know why do we need two, the pressed and the keyed. Make this call. So it takes again. It's a different way of getting the data. Also, I haven't seen a test when we press like 1 2 we press. We have test cases where 1 and 2, but not 1 2. I'll see if this probably with the splitting on space as well. Okay, so this and now, okay, I probably misunderstood something here. So normally you could these AND statements, and I guess it's if on their own if they are on own. I can't speak. Okay, here in this case we have the given statement that matches some regular expression, and which is also a given statement, and another given statement. So these are three statements that are matched by something which is a given statement. So a new calculator object and the having pressed thing. But the AND here, this AND, is not the same AND. So this is not going to be a separate match. This whole thing, the having pressed, and this is going to be the whole match. Okay, so this is going to match, that line is going to match here, having pressed, and that's everything. It will match everything, not just a single digit. Okay, I wasn't paying enough attention here. And then this is the match, which is going to be that whole string, 1 space and space 2 and space and all these things. And that's going to be split up wherever it sees a space or the word and or no, that's not really. Okay. So this is a regular expression. So this is a real OR here. So this sort of means that we'll split anywhere where is a comma or where is a space and. Okay. So it will, I guess there are other places where there's a comma, but it will split because we have this space end. That's why it splits. Okay, and then uses. So let's say if I have a, what happens here? Okay, now if I add the new space, okay, then I guess this probably will, it passed. Why did it pass? Because Perl doesn't care about the fact that there is a space after, where was it? After the number 2. Okay, so that, but if probably this, well, it doesn't matter because, okay, let's see. Okay, so what happened here now? I guess now it printed out 1, 2, 3 dot. So we were expecting this dot, and here it didn't see the dot, and this is sort of course this regular expression could be improved. Okay, where is this regular expression of the split? Sorry, of the split. Because now it expects exactly one space, and if it doesn't get that space, that exact space, then we might be in trouble. Okay, like in this example. Okay, so it could be an improvement for this, because that will make the text more flexible here, which I'm not sure if it's good or not. Okay, that's a question. I'm still not sure whether it's a good idea. How flexible these tests should be, the text of the test should be. Okay, back to the test cases. So, but if you have seen this thing, hi, dead Marshall. A dead Marshall. Oh, okay. So, hi. Welcome to the channel. If any of you have noticed the problems that I just encountered already, then please just let me know, so I won't just waste the time trying to figure out something that might have been already obvious to you. So here is the having keyed something. Okay, this is where I got stuck earlier. So I still not sure why do we need a separate one. Probably because the having pressed is expecting is going to be split up, and so that's basically the difference. And the having keyed takes this match, okay, so all the string, everything is in there, and uses that as a value and calls the k in method. So I have no idea what on a normal calculator, how would you differentiate between keyed in and pressed? What is the difference? I don't understand. But we can try to see in the actual code what does key in do. So it says we get some string, I guess, sequence. It's always string. So, and then we split it up character by character, and filter out everything that's just spaces. So this thing, so we can key in stuff that has some spaces in it. We split up into character, get rid of all the space characters. So we'll have a list here that is just the non-space characters, and these are going to be the possible things. And then this is sort of as if we were pressing all those letters at once. So I guess if when this was what I was talking about earlier, or thinking about earlier, that in the examples here we always press and only a single character, digit or a plus. But when the key in, when we call this keyed in thing, then the user can actually type in more things, and they will work together, and then they will be split up as if I was pressing each one of them separately. So it's sort of, I guess this key in is just an easier way to accept multiple characters instead of calling the press again and again and again for each character. Okay, so first we basically press 5.0 and then the plus, and then this these things, and then the result should be 10. Okay, expected to be 10. So these regular expressions are going to match the whatever object is here, but what the BDD module, the module does, the testing module does, is runs this scenario for each set of cases. So it will replace these placeholders by the values of one of these lines, and then that's going to be one scenario, and then execute it, and then create a new scenario with the next line. So it's what we call parameterized tests. Now what I would like to see here, what happens if I let's say move here the 5 and remove from here? Is it the same, still the same? Okay, it's the same, right? So it's the way that we have these columns and things, it makes it sort of easier to read, but in fact behind the scenes I could have put everything here in just one line, so I could have just a single long text that I'm typing in, all the plus, all the equal sign, everything, and then basically press enter. Okay, so here I press the equal sign at the end, and that's the one that does all the calculation. So I could also write a test case. Let me see, a single test case. Okay, it's not there. Okay, so I'm thinking about writing another test case. Basic okay, so this is, we're going to call it input. Okay, and the input is going to be, let's see, this one. Okay, and then result. Okay, so given a new calculator object and having keyed some input, then the display should be some result. And then we take the examples from here. We can take all of them actually and rework it. So now instead of all this, we only have input, and here we can have all of this together, and this is the result. And here this one, so we can we don't even need we can have spaces as well. Okay, and I have no idea if we need to. Okay, let's first do this way. Okay, so this should work, right? Because now we have two variables, input and result, and we just have everything in there. Okay, so let's run this test case. There is some red things here. There are red things. Okay. Okay, got 5, expected 10. Okay, it didn't exactly like what I did here. Okay, I forgot to press the equal sign. Okay, that's why you are guys here, or people, okay, in general, just to tell me that, Gabor, you missed the equal sign. Okay, so right, I guess this is what happened. So I typed in the stuff, but I forgot the equal sign, and the equal sign could actually also come here, so I don't need to call it separately. But let's see if this works before I I like to explain things only after I verify that they work, because sometimes I explain things. So now it's so sometimes I explain things and they turn out it's incorrect, and that's like strange. Okay, so now the test passed because now we actually press the equal sign. So we just type in some cases, and then we can type it in any way, because that thing, okay, this thing, the key in thing, okay, the key not here, okay, in the code. So this one will split up all the values and remove all the spaces. So that's why we can have any way we can write in the, we can even have this, okay. So we can have, okay, let's do it the funny way, okay. And now, yeah, it still works. So the columns don't need to be aligned, but well, of course, it's nicer if they are aligned, these lines, okay. So just funny ways of typing in the input. Okay, so we have more examples here. Git diff. Okay, so we just see the more examples and this comment here that we don't need. That will remove, and so this is basic arithmetic in one long input line. Okay, this is just the explanation of the test case. Okay. Separation of calculations. Okay, a new calculator object. Having successfully performed the following calculations and having pressed 3, the display should show 3. Okay, now that's gonna be interesting. I have no idea what is this. Having successfully, what is this having successfully? Hit it here. Having successfully performed the following calculations. Okay, so what does this do? It gets the calculator object. It's just, I guess, so we won't have to use the S calculator all the time. And then it's going to be, well, it's used only once, so it's not that important, I guess, to have its own variable name, but okay, why not? Oops, what happened? Okay. So we go over the C data. Okay, the C data, I guess, is all this section below. This is this we get as data. And what do we do with this data? So the data is split up into, so each row is, I guess, is a hash reference. Oh, okay. So it's like a CSV file, right? It's like a CSV file, except now it's split up. The separator is the pipeline. And new people, I see sometimes people come and go. So if you are new here, say hi. It's nice to meet you, and welcome. Okay. And if you just want to be silent and you don't want to say anything, that's also fine. But it's nice to meet each other, and I'm happy that now this time both the two people who write here have different colors for their names, because it makes easier to recognize who make the difference. And I already found out that the people in the previous session, or the first session that we chatted quite a lot, I didn't know how to set the colors, but now I understand that you just type in / color and then enter, and I guess if you type it on the first as the first character, the slash. Now I typed in later on, so that's why it was sent into the chat as simple text. But if you start it just like in an IRC, if you know IRC, if you start it with a slash, then this is a command, and then you can type in the color of your nickname. Every day we learn something new. Okay, so this is like a, where I lost it. This is okay. This was okay. So this is going to be the data. Okay, and this is like a CSV file where the first row is going to be used as the key. Okay, it's a CSV file, and the reader will give you little hashes for each row except the first one, and for each little hash, the keys are going to be the items in the first row. So the key is going to be first, and the value going to be 0.5. The key is going to be operator, and the value is plus. So these are going to be the keys, and on every iteration, it will give you one of the values will be coming from a different row. And you can do this in the text CSV module, and this I guess provides the same. So this row, the dollar row, is a reference to a hash. The keys are first and operator and second. So let me go back, first and operator and second, and I also guess result somewhere. And the values are there. So we call the dispatch, which is, I don't know what dispatch is. Okay. So it actually sort of injects more text into the. I see. So it pretends that you have that given text in the code. Okay. So instead of calling here whatever method key in on the content of the first, instead of that, it says given having keyed and text, so it injects this text into the scenario. Okay, so as if we wrote here these given statements. Interesting. Okay, so we just sort of on the fly inject more of this. And so first and the operate, and then the operator part and the second. So basically, this is sort of recreating the previous case, that when we keyed in the three separate columns, those three columns separately, and now we have it in a single structure, and it will on the fly create these three and having keyed statements, and then having pressed equals, so it also presses the equal sign. Okay, this one, so it injects also this one at the end of each iteration, and then we press 3, and the display should show 3. Okay, so basically it says that after some calculation, if you type in anything, then it clears the display and replaces it. So this should work in a simple case as well, right? So let's do a simple case with this. So what if we do a really simple case where we say first really, okay, I'll think about the text later on. Having keyed, and then we'll say 1 plus 1, okay, and then having pressed equal sign, so we don't even need that one, equal, okay, then it's supposed to be 2, but we are not interested in that. Now having pressed also 3, and now we are expecting 3, then display should be 3. Okay, so 1 plus 1 is 3, sort of, should show 3. Okay, and then we'll, okay, so let's see if this works. Well, everything passed, so this is how it should work. Okay, so how do we describe this? Well, this is how it should. Again, I'm going backwards here. I'm figuring out how the code works, and then from there I write the test case, okay, which is not the right thing to do, but this is how, but we are playing now with trying to figure out how to even write test cases. So what is after calculation, pressing new key will replace result. Okay, that's what it is, right? I could have a really basic calculation before, just to have it. Really basic calculation that would be having, without this, the display should be 2. Okay, let's see if this still holds. Yeah, okay, so this still works. Okay, so we were basic arithmetic, separation of calculations. I don't know why is that the title, separation of calculations, but it's okay. Ticker tape. Ooh, what is ticker tape? Okay, given a new calculator object, okay, having entered the following sequence. Okay, so this one, having entered the following sequence. This is having entered. This is the regular expression. It's not even a regular expression, okay? This is just the text we match. And then the data is the whole text in here, okay, without the triple quotes, I guess. So now this is the data, and we just key in the whole thing. So we key in everything, and there is a new line here. Did the key in get rid of the new lines? Well, yeah, because it's a \s, so it's not just spaces. Okay, it gets rid of everything that is a spacing thing. What? Spaces, tabs. So all the space character. No, what is it? White space characters. Forgot the name. Okay, so all the white space characters. Okay, so that's good. So we can also type in. You can also give the key in. We can have strings, but multi-line strings. But I guess I wouldn't be able to do this in a single line. So I wouldn't, if I just called here having keyed, then it would be just the same line. So if we really want to see this multi-line thing work, then we need this separate test case, having entered the following sequence. Then display should show minus 1025. Well, I believe that that's the result of this calculation. I don't have my own separate calculator to verify that. Okay, enter number using text. Okay, a new calculator object. Having keyed the number 5. Okay, the display should show 5. Okay, what is this number 5? Where do we get it from? So having keyed, it's not here, right? It's here. Having keyed. Okay. Whew. Okay, so having keyed matches. Whatever. So it takes the match and just puts in the having keyed. That's the only one that matches, right? So where is this lookup thing? So it I guess it just stores, it calls the key in for the value. But this value is going to be the number 5, right? So when do we have this number lookup? I don't know. Map words to numbers. Interesting. Transform. So so the thing is that the code itself, right? The code itself, so the application itself, sorry, everything is code here, doesn't know about this. So this string that replaces the actual number is something that's in the test, or in the it is in the scenario. We can use it in the scenario and is in the file that translates the scenario. And so there is this, and now I'm trying to figure it out how it works. So there is so we have this hash that maps the keys to values, but how does it work? So I guess, okay, I guess this transform happens when the test system, okay, so the test BDD cucumber reads the feature, okay, it reads the feature and then goes over and then calls all the transforms. So if there is the number something, then it will call the map word to number with this the number something, so whatever it matched. So it matches double underscore the number underscore some word and more underscores. So this, one of these. And then calls an anonymous subroutine that returns this lookup. So takes the value from here. Yeah, okay. And returns the numbers. And I guess that then the original text is replaced. And I don't know when would I want to use that. I mean, this looks strange to me at this point. Why would I want to the number 5 instead of writing the number 5? But I guess in more complex situations, I can sort of think about it or understand that maybe some we need some shorthands for longer expressions. And so the people who write this text, the scenarios, don't have to write the whole text. Sorry, I just need to. It's a bit cold here, so I have to grab something. And luckily, I have my jacket in the cupboard just behind me. So I could also turn on the heater. This is going to be replaced, I guess, before even any of the parsing happens. So these transforms, that's my guess, happen before everything. So there is this table column number of S words. Where is this? Is there something like this? Table. No, there's nothing. Number S words. Words. Okay. Number as words. Okay. What is this table thing? Okay. Now this is. So this is just replacing text. But here there is this word table. Why do we need the word table? Why not just number as words? What does it do? Replaces number as words with the mapping. It gets some data. I don't understand this one. Any idea what could be this do? Number as words. I guess it matches. So something converts it into the word table. This, because we don't have the word table here. Okay, but it apparently matches. I mean, I can try to change this and see if everything still works. Maybe it's not in use. Well, it is, I guess, because now it's broken. So if I fix it then and run this again, then everything works fine. So I guess it works that way. But so something converts the thing that looks like a table into something that will actually match the text table, colon, number as words. And then we're replacing that with for okay, map words to numbers, row number as words. So this, I guess, iterates over each row here. Okay, and because the title is number as words, this is going to be the key. So this is going to be the value. So these values, the strings, and this maps them to the number. And here we assign to the row number the current value 1, 4, 5, or 10. But then do we need this one? Do we have it in two different places? Okay, I'm almost sure that, now let's comment this out. Okay, I think I know the answer, but I'm not 100. So this was the 5, okay, and the number 1, and the number 10 also needs this. So let's just also have here 10. Okay, this worked. So, and this won't work. Now, this won't work. This will fail. If it's true. Oh, it works. Why does it work? And if I remove the -1 thing, got expected. So this sets to 10. Oh no, sure. This I should also comment out this one. Okay, that's what I wanted. Now this should fail. Okay, now this fails. Okay, because we are expecting. Okay, and okay. So now I think I understand. We have these two transformations. One of them transforms these strings in outside. Okay, so it will transform. Okay, so let's comment out everything now for now. Okay, we comment out these tests and we comment out the transforms. And then everything should be working fine because those transforms are not needed. Okay, good, everything works fine. Now, if we add the test case that uses one of these fields, then we need the transform that works alone. Okay, and we run it and it works. Without that, okay, if I don't have the transform, then it will fail. Right, okay. Good. But, and the other way, okay, so if we comment out this one, and I would like to have the other scenario. So this other scenario, and let's put it here, has some values here that need to be replaced, and then this one. So now it will obviously fail because we have placeholders. Okay, so it fails. But what happens if we enable one of the transformations, this one? This won't be enough, I guess. Right. Okay, so what did we have? Yeah, so it kept the table as it is. So this transform only works in the free text of the given and the and the then cases, but it doesn't work in the tables. And that's why we needed this separate transform. Okay, so this is the reason we needed this separate transform. So the first transform works on the free text, let's say, and this works on the table, on a table. That's why we have, ooh, it looks strange. Okay, it looks really, really strange. So that we actually matched some text that's not really in the text here. So I guess what happens is that on the first pass or on some pass, this gets injected with the word, with the text table something, table colon and the text. So in a second pass, this transform can catch that table text, and well, I'm not that happy with this, but I guess this is how it works. So I moved back everything, right? Git diff to the original version. Yeah, so these are only the changes that we wanted to have. Okay, so this is really this is a little bit strange to me, but well, what can we do? So I managed to add some more tests here. We still have this question: how to run tests and see only the failing case, but in details. Okay, that's what I wanted. So what I'm going to do now, this is a guide to integrating with your test suite and in architecture Cucumber feature writing tutorial. I'll ask this question. Okay, so we have it. Yeah, last time I visited here was problematic. Okay, now it works. Okay, so I might open just an issue here, and as a question, okay, and I'll just ask this, okay. How to run tests and see only the failing, how to run scenarios, not tests, scenarios, and see only the failing test. Well, okay, tests and see only. Okay, Perkin, נכון, right? So it's if I run Perkin, I'll just see all the tests, including the failing ones. Right now, if I run Perkin, I see all the output, and if I run prove, okay, if I run prove, let's have an example here. So let's this one, let's say 7. Okay, so if I run this prove without verbose mode, then I will only see this. And this, if I run prove, I only see some generic information like this. Okay. If I run prove minus v, okay, if I run prove minus v, then I see the details of the error. Okay, let's run this. Okay, like this. But also all the successful cases that in which I'm not interested in, cases in which I am not interested, right? Just for illustration. Okay, so illustration might be double L. Yeah, okay. So I can fix it. So just to make it clear that there's no problem with this example. Oops. Okay, now this works. Okay. So this is like a, I don't know, it's a clarifying question. We don't need also this whole, we can keep it, doesn't really matter. Okay, now let's see this. And then, okay, so git, I would like to remove that one. So vim the comment calculator features basic feature. How? Okay, I don't need this one. So git diff, we added here this one, these tests. Okay, so git branch, I'm just going to commit this one and push it out and send a pull request for with this. And then we can go on and either have a break and then continue with the next something in this. Okay, git status, git. I was git branch. Git checkout -b. That's just an alias for me. Branch. What is the branch? Calculator. Scenarios, okay, and git status, git add, git commit -m, add more scenarios for the calculator example. Okay, and that's it. Git push. I always have to do this. I could do the minus u, I guess. Don't know, maybe you have better ideas how to do this. So now I pushed it out, and I can then see soon. Oh, yeah, okay, that wasn't good. Here, compare. Okay, so this is add more scenarios for the calculator example. Okay, that's sort of good. So I'm sending this example as well. Okay, examples. How can I set here something that will show a clock that runs? Is there a command that you know that on Linux that will show some countdown? Let me look in the browser. Linux command line show countdown. Okay, someone's asking it, the same thing. While true, lovely. Okay, while true, do echo, no, the done. Yeah, well, that's not what I would like to. I would like to say something that will start in X seconds and then do the calculation. So, okay, so we are using Perl here, right? So Perl minus E. Second start with 60, right? Let's start with 60 seconds. I have some spaces. Okay, while we still have seconds. Then print \r. Okay, starting in seconds. Okay, and sleep 1, not that, this one. Not starting, but that's not the problem. Starting. Shall I start with print new line? Mine is not printing. While print starting in, what am I doing wrong? Besides the fact that I don't reduce the seconds, okay? Sleep 1. Okay, now it printed, but I wanted to have it printed or during the time that I'm running. So new line, sleep 1. Okay. Still not good. Just one more thing. $pi equal to 1, 0, forgot it. No, I thought that turning off the buffering would help. Print high. So the high is printed, but then while seconds, that one is not printed. But why is it not printed? This one is printed. And this is not. Why? It's not executed. Die. Print. Okay, this way it's printed. If I don't print the new line, then we can't see it. I thought because it was buffering. But I try to turn off. Hopefully this... Oh, yeah, well, it's working. It was just have... Okay, so it's there is something. Now just only need the \r, I hope. Yeah! Okay, it was some work, but that's it. Okay, so we have a nice piece of Perl code. I'll paste it for those people who are interested in this in the chat. This is the code that I managed to write, so let's have a little break now. Not 60 seconds. Maybe let's do it 180 seconds. Okay. And okay. So we'll have a little break now and see you soon. Okay. I'll go and in 3 minutes we'll meet. And I turn off the... I don't know. Don't turn it. Okay. Oh, the timer ended? Okay, I am back. Martin Vesti, hi. You're welcome, first of all, and we'll keep going. I'll just have to move a little bit because, well, you have to move. You can't sit so much in one place and type and talk and whatnot. So we have a little program here that was printing out that we are starting soon. So I'm going to use this now. I'll just have to put it aside somewhere, so it won't. I'll create a whole application out of this later on, or I just use this one-liner. But it was it's a fun one-liner. Maybe I'll post it somewhere later on. Yeah. So how do I save this now? Can I? I don't know. It's too many quotes there already. I don't want to have so many quotes. No idea what to do with them. So I'll just copy paste on this way. So wait PL. Okay, I'll just save it for now. Later we'll see what I'm going to do with this example. Okay, so what I'm thinking now is that in the examples we had I already went through the digest, the calculator. Let me see again. Calculator. We went through the basic features, but not all of them. The Spanish version of it. Okay, so in Spanish, good. Característica. Okay, I'm not going to read now in Spanish. But it's same structure, some different keywords. But how does it know? It has at the beginning here that it says language ES. So it knows, I guess, that it needs to use the Spanish version of it. And if I switch to the right window here, this one, test cucumber, then I think Ferki told us in the first meeting, at one point I will forget in which one, but for now I still remember that there is this module, this one, that does the internationalization and languages. Languages are defined in a JSON-based hash in the data section of this module. Okay. So it's in this module, MIT license. And then we can check the source code of this module. Actually, I have it on my disk because I have a clone of the repository. And here we have the versions. So that's the, what is AF? Afrikaans? What's that? AF, AM. Okay, there are some nice characters here. What language is this? AIM, AM. What would that be? Armenian? No idea. Yeah, okay, so there are, okay, there is this probably Arabic, yeah, Arabic. Interesting. I would really love to see either in Arabic or in Hebrew. I know that I already heard that there is also in Hebrew version. HE. Yeah. But it's Okay, אבל, רקע וגם, okay, so this actually goes from right to left here in the text, so it's written properly, I can read it. But it's gonna be really, really difficult. I would really want to see, so it could be an interesting exercise to do this in Hebrew, because, well, Hebrew is written from right to left, so I have no idea how to deal with regular expressions in that case, if all the text is written in Hebrew. And especially if I want to use some English words in the middle, that's really difficult. And numbers, so the numbers go from left to right, but the text goes from right to left, so that's a huge mess there. But, well, it's nice that people have these translations. So it could be a nice exercise of doing something. But okay, so that's basically how we do this. And okay, so the internationalization, the method, language is defined. Okay, so I don't see the explanation here of how to define the language, which I think we know now that you just say language yes, but I don't see that. Let's go to the documentation. So a step writing, but we are not writing the steps now. A cucumber feature writing tutorial. Okay, so this one I think goes over the digest, the example is the digest, okay, that we saw earlier in the previous meeting. But even then it had the feeling that a little bit too complex. So let's try to create another example that's going to be even simpler. Okay, so I would like to now play a little bit. But before that, let me go back to here. IL8 what? I8 and DE features. Step definition, calculator steps. Okay, so this is the calculator, but for German. D is German, but yeah, okay. So this is the mapping file for the calculator. I don't understand why is it need to be separated. It's an interesting question. How do you run? So we have the calculator basic in Spanish, which could also so this could also indicate the language, not necessarily the entry in the text. Examples. And what is this file? Configuration profiles. Okay, I have no idea what are these. By the test suite, be sure to run tests after modifying. Okay. Why is it being used? Ferkin YAML. What was in there? Tag 1, tag 2, tag 3. Term color. But it's not that. I mean, your project, I don't have that one. I don't have this one. So I have no idea what is this used for, this file. Okay, so what I think I'll try to write some simple examples using this. And we can try it here, but then maybe I'll move over and try to create some simple slides with it. So I think the basic, the really basic that I need to create, let's create it here, examples, basic, okay, inside, I don't remember, okay, examples calculator. Inside the basic I need features, and inside there I need to have the step, let's say without step definition. So in the features there is basic feature, okay, and this is just a text, okay, and I'm going to also open the examples calculator features basic feature. So it says feature, okay. Yeah, I think we tried this earlier, and so what do we have now? Git status, 3 examples basic. Basically I don't have anything, just a file called basic feature, and it's empty, right? This created the file and it's empty. Now if I run Perkin on the basic, okay, then I get some warnings, okay. So I can also empty you can open an issue with it, okay. So I can say I don't know, I why not? Issues, okay, so new issues, running Perkin on whatever when the basic feature file is empty, gives warnings, okay, and this is what I get, warnings, okay. So just okay, and what happens if I add what was that? Feature basic feature hello world, okay. If I run this, then it's already okay, okay. So let me just add, if I add feature hello world to the file, then warnings are gone. Okay, but what I would like to also see, what happens if I run proof on this one. Okay, so it's sort of a hello world, it's kept, it says no test. Okay, oh, okay, good, no test. And this is successful. That's I'm not sure I like this. Okay, I know that in Python, for example, this if you run PyTest specifically, and if it doesn't have any tests, then the exit code is non-zero. Okay, and first time I encountered that exit code, it was, well, worrying, because I wasn't sure why it failed, because, well, no test failed. That would be actually strange, because in fact no test failed now, right? So that's why it's sort of okay that it's zero. But on the other hand, no tests were executed, so maybe that's sort of not really the way we want. So I guess I would prefer that if no tests are running, that would be a failure. I mean, we ran the proof, so we were expecting some tests. Okay, so let's write a test here. We have a scenario, and just copy the whole thing. Scenario, the default display, okay, hello world, and actually, okay, I don't have anything to say here. What if I have this one? Okay, still no. Okay, hello world, scenario hello world, given a new calculator object, then the display should, okay, that's just the comments I have there. Still no tests. Okay, given and now I need a new calculator object. No, I don't want to be object oriented here, I think. Okay, I just want to have a really simple module. If given a new calculator module, given the calculator module, the calc module, okay, so it's gonna be a different, no, the hello world module, the hello world module, given the hello world module, when calling hello world, then return, then std, oh no, std out is going to be difficult to capture, then return is hello world, and in quotes. Okay, so that's a really stupid example, I guess, that I'm going to work out. So this is basically what I would like to have. So if the hello world module is loaded, then so given the hello world module exists, loaded, whatever, okay, calling hello world function, return is, okay, so it should be readable for the business people. That's sort of the idea, but there are no business people here or product people here, because we are just creating simple functions. Okay, and now I'm going to create the mkdir examples basic lib. Yeah, I need a lib, okay, and then examples basic lib, and then I'm going to call it hello world.pm. Okay, I use strict just to have a package hello world, use strict just to be really simple, use warnings, no moves for warnings, and then subroutine hello world, right, and it return hello world exclamation mark. That's what it does. Okay, and because it's a module, I need some truths at the end. Okay, so this is the module that we are going to test. Now we still need to implement the, so we need to convert, translate the text that I wrote it in the test case into actually Perl code. So examples calculator was now I need the step definition calculator steps. I mean, if I run now the proof, it will fail because it didn't know what to do with this given statement, right? So I need the stop definitions, mkd basic feature not stop, step definitions. I need a file, a directory called in the features step definitions, right? And I need to do calculator underscore steps. Does it matter what's its name? Examples, basic, features, step, some steps, PL, right? Okay. Let's see how does this look like in the calculator example. Calculator features. This is how it looks like. So it has used these use statements. Okay. Okay, we need these use statements. So far is okay. And then we need to be able to we need to use the basic. I don't know why we need this use okay here, but I mean, I think for a long time it hasn't been recommended now already. Use and hello world, right? This is the module that we are going to test in any way. And then we need to have these things. So given, okay, this is the given, okay, and actually I don't need this one. I don't need to store anything. I could actually say here eval use hello world, right? Or just use the won't help. Okay. I don't know. Given a new, and what was the text? New scenario. Given the hello world module. So this is what I need to match. This is the hello world module. Given the hello world module. Okay. And actually I don't need to do anything here. Okay, so we can use the module here. I mean, if it fails, it fails. It's right. Okay, so we don't do here anything. Okay, that's empty. There's nothing to do here except of writing module correctly. Okay, so what do we have here? When, okay, calling hello world function. Okay, let me just copy paste because that's before I just run the proof. Okay, so okay, it didn't like because it doesn't find a hello world, so I need to give it minus L. It doesn't help because it's not the lib locally. Okay, so I need this statement or something similar. So the reason we had here in 5 this use lib statement. Okay, I'm going to add this. So, but it's, of course, it's not calculator, it's basic now, right? Actually, what I would probably like to do is to say that it's next to us. So it's relative to us, but it would be way too much code, and if it's just here, then it's not necessarily. So I can hard code it for now. Okay, so let's run this proof, and well, it improved because now there's only one blue line. I think there were 2. So the first test passed in given the hello world module. Okay, that was parsed. Now the second one, it couldn't match the when calling hello world function. So this is the second thing that I want, calling the hello world function. And this is a when statement, and let's see how it looks in the other case. So in the other case, this one, no, this one, when given There was no when examples. Okay. No, it's matched by the given. Okay, I forgot. It's matched by a given statement. Okay, so I need a given statement for all these whens. Okay, so I need to have something like this. Calling hello world function. Okay, now we can do it with a regular expression for now, and then we don't need the regular expression. We just call hello world, right? And now we need to save it somewhere, right? This is sort of the result. We need to save it. So, well, we do go back to this and copy something. So we assign it to some place, not calculator, but let's call it result. Okay, this is the result, and then the last thing that we want is okay, not the last thing. Still, let's run this. We don't need this line. No match for when calling hello world function. Calling hello world. Why is it not matching? So the calculator says given something. Oh. Huh? Okay. I need to say and then. Okay, I forgot that one. Where did I get this when keyword from? I don't remember. So there is also when, given, when, and the other one doesn't have the when. Okay, so sorry, this is in the digest we had the when. Okay, examples, digest, features, basic feature. It had given when and then. Okay, so it looks different. But let's feature step definition, and this is how the whens were matched. Okay, so this we can also match a when statement like this. So we need to go to the basic. I lost the example, basic, feature, step. So here this should be when calling, okay, because we were looking for a when match. Okay, so now this matched as well. So given the hello world module, it's loaded back, let's say, okay, when calling the hello world function, then the return is hello world. So now we need a then clause, which looks also like this. Okay. Then actually we'll need this. Where is our basic feature? Then return is this string. Okay. So return is, and then whatever string comes in the quotes. Okay, and now what we need is to take the result that was already filled here and say is result equal to, no, wait a second, we expected. I just have to fill this expected, and the way to fill this is this. So we can the C matches this one. Expected. But why is it C and not S? So what is C and what is S? Okay, sorry. C is the whatever was matched, that's the object, so C matches, that's the object here, and the S expectation, that's the other one. So here the C matches 0, that gets for the expected, and then the C result, we are comparing this expected to that one. Okay. And it's green! Yippee! Am I alone? No, I think there's at least one person. Yeah, so I have the first test that I wrote alone. No, actually no. First of all, I'm not alone because there's someone. Hi. We already had a couple of test cases that we copy-pasted. But now this is a totally new code basic, that has a hello world function and it has a single test. Lovely. Let's keep working on this. Okay. And I don't think that I will send this in as a pull request, because these are little simple cases. But I'm going to probably create slides using this. Okay. All kind of people are messaging me very interesting things, but not now. Okay, it's 2 hours. Okay, maybe we can call it a day for now. Maybe we can stop now. No, not yet. Okay, let's do the last thing with this. So git status. Let's start writing at git, yeah, and 3 examples basic. Okay, let's convert it now into really a slide on my slides. So what do we need this? What do we need for this? It's in the work in my computer, slides. It's going to be in Perl, examples, BDD. I'm going to create a directory for it, BDD. Okay, and in there I am going to move the examples basic, and for now I'm going to call it basic. Okay, so git status, things moved, cleaned up. Okay, now let's switch to the work slides, Perl, and here what we need to do is there is a file called perl.json that I'll just for now test builder, mocking, test class, whatever, test reporting. I'm going to add it to the file, the BDD file. This is going to be the chapter about BDD. Okay. I'm also taking this same thing. There is also a testing JSON, okay, because there are separate sets of slides, test reporting, and I'm going to add this BDD file to the same place. So after test reporting, okay, bdd.md is now I'm going to write this. So the BDD behavior driven development. This is the title of the chapter. I need to add an ID, so I'm going to just call it BDD. And the first page is going to be BDD Hello World. Okay, ID BDD Hello World. This is how I set the name of the page. And git status. Okay, so 3 examples BDD. Let me copy this whole thing. First of all, I'm going to just have the whole structure here in the slide, and then I also copy it because I'm going to use this to import the files. So features, basic feature, and there's also here the step definitions, and here I'm going to have this file. There's some steps, and then I'm going to also have the module under test, so it's in here, right? Oops, one more, too many removed. So these are the files. Now I need to. It's called sort of it's like Markdown. It's a little bit called like. I try to implement something that's called Markwa, which is sort of a Markdown. But so this is just importing the files here. Now I also would like to copy these ones. So this I can't copy. No? Okay. Wrong buffer. So this is one way to run it. And it's not examples basics, it's examples BDD basic now, because that's how I had. And the other one is running with proof. So the other one would be looking like this. And here too, I need to add BDD, and hopefully this is going to work. Okay, and now I can generate this slides. So I'm generating all the Perl slides, converting them to HTML just to verify before I do the commit and everything. I'm running it on my own computer. Now, okay, it seems that it worked. It didn't complain that I have some typo or something. Git status, okay. Git add, git status, okay. These are the. This st is just an alias also for the git status. Okay, this looks promising. Git check-in add first BDD slide. Okay, and let's push it out. Okay. Now I was also in the background here, so I can just quit this editor. Do I still have other editors here? No. Okay. So I just pushed out to the slides, and let me see those slides. Code Maven slides. Test automation using Perl. Actually, I can go to these slides, and it takes a couple of it takes a minute or two. Let me check my email. I won't show it to you now because there are all kind of interesting and strange things going on there, I guess. I see that the commit arrived, but I haven't seen it generated the slides yet. So now what happens is, let me just explain to you what's going on. So I pushed out to GitHub new versions of slides. It triggered the CI system, both, I don't remember which one, Travis, and I think it's now GitHub Actions, and started to generate, and also told the server to start generate the slides. And theoretically, it would be better if only after the CI finished successfully, only then it would tell the server to generate the slides. But well, one day I will fix this. I got the email already, so it generates the slides, and then at the end it sends me an email. And here we are. Okay, there is a new link, BDD, Behavior Driven Development, and the first page, hello world. And so here you can see this is the layout. I can explain now. And this is the feature file, this is the step file, and this is the application under test. So I guess this is going to be the first one. So I can tell people, okay, here is this function and I would like to test it. And then the next thing, I guess, is going to be a way more complex example. You could guess a simple calculator that has two parameters and adds them together, and then slowly creating a couple of more examples. But for now, I think it's okay. The live streaming, so I guess I'm going to stop it for now. The person who is here, I don't know if the number one is showing me or some other person. Can I check this? Okay. It's really strange because it shows me like 10 users, but I have no idea why does it show 10 users. When I say users in chat, I see 10 users, but when I see there, so there's now an icon to see that shows me that there are 2 people watching this live stream, but I don't see if I have a way to see who are these 2 people. No, I don't want to report subgub. Any idea? Any of you know more familiar with it? Hello. Hello, Lazik88. Nice to meet you. I was just about to finish the I don't know if you were around here or not, but I was just about to finish the streaming for now. Maybe I'll take a break. Maybe later on today I'll stream again because I actually quite enjoy it. Doing this, I would enjoy even more if more people would comment. Yeah, I was born in Hungary and now I live in Israel. Yes, so both. But how can I find out? Is there a way to list the people who are watching? I know that when I started to watch some people, they immediately or within a couple of seconds got a notification that I joined it. So they stream chat right icon, stream chat on the right. There is a users in chat on the. So. Okay, I see that you understand a little bit more than I do about Twitch. So under the video, so I'm looking at the page where I can see my video, and I stopped it so it won't create traffic. Underneath there is a humanoid figure with the number 2 right now, but I can't click on it, and that goes up and down, showing how many people are there. I think, right, how many people are watching, and I don't know if that includes me or the 2 other people. So whether it's you, Lazik, and myself only, or there's a third person, that's unclear to me. And then on the stream chat at the top, there is an icon, users in chat. and it only says, and that lists you and the number of others who, I guess what you are saying, that they are in the chat but they are not watching the video. But I would like to know who is watching the video, not that who is in the chat. Okay, and you say that these are bots. Okay, so I have a lot of bot guests. Whatever. Interesting. So I don't know. Anyway, the video is going to be, the full video is going to be available here, and probably I'll also try to put it up on YouTube. And then see you later. I don't know, maybe even today I'll continue. I don't know if I'll have energy. I just would like to continue with the BDD, with this module, and writing a bunch of examples. And I'm planning to, and there's a big thing that I mentioned in one of the previous ones, that this one, okay, so the Ledger SMB has which is a real, no, two things actually. That one is probably the even more interesting one, but so the Ledger SMB, which is a real ledger application, whatever, it uses a lot of Cucumber tests. I don't know how, if really, I mean, way more than I saw earlier. And so we can go over those ones. And there is also, this page shows the modules on cPanel that depend on the tested BDD Cucumber, which this, I guess, is just some more tools. Okay, but these other ones look like real applications, even though these two are really old. Okay, so we can go over them and see how they use the test, this module. Basically, these are a couple of things that I would like to do with this module specifically, and I also would be, there are quite a lot of things that I'm planning to do, and I can live stream while I'm learning these things, and while I'm preparing the slides, and but I also have to learn a little bit about Twitch a little bit more, because I guess there are tons of really nice features here that I could use, but I primarily need I don't know. I would like to see how to, for example, get more people to follow me and more people to start attending the live streams. So if you know the trick, please let me know and help me. Okay, you can find me as Subgub everywhere, basically. Okay, in case you don't know. So that's right, my username. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and see you next time.